Michael Fabiano here to tell me how this is going to affect my fantasy team. Antonio Gates, very highly drafted and in fantasy leagues. Does he now drop?
No doubt. I'm glad I'm not wearing that pocket square, too, by the way.
Gates
had 12 touchdowns last year. Now he's not going to get there. And if you remember, in the 2 previous years, he had 4 and 7 touchdowns. He was my 5th ranked tight end. Now he is 16th. He's no longer a tight end 1. He is a tight end 2 you draft somewhere in the later rounds. And a player whose value rises now is Ladarius Green. We've heard about him for 2 years, how great he is. Did you know he had a quicker 40 time than Antonio Brown? So all of a sudden, Green is a draftable asset in fantasy. Not a tight end 1, but definitely a 2 worth a late round pick.
I imagine this also affects Phillip Rivers' draft status?
It does. I mean, Rivers is still a QB2, regardless with or without Gates. The one thing that it helps, when he has not played with Antonio Gates since 2010, his yards per completion increases. His passing plays, in terms of explosive plays, increase. Why? Well, he doesn't have that security blanket in the middle of the field. He's going deep a little bit more often, which could be good news for Keenan Allen, who had a very disappointing season from a fantasy perspective in 2014. I say he bounces back and becomes a number 2 fantasy wide receiver in 2015. So Rivers is still a QB2. Keenan Allen's value rises. So does Green. And clearly Gates, well, he's going to lose stock. He's missing a quarter of the fantasy season.
All right, I forgot my pen. I was going to write all this down, but I'll get you after the show.
And remember, you could sign up for NFL fantasy football right now at NFL.com/fantasy. That's called a promo in the biz.
Never too early. All right, thanks a lot, Mike.
You got it.